Welcome back to Venture Onward. Arriving back where the mid-season cliffhanger left off, the Titans are licking their wounds after a disastrous defeat against the mysterious group known as the Church of Blood. Today I plan to talk about how after closing out the first half of Season 4 this past December, Titans is in return with a two-part mid-season premiere continuing the HBO Max series' final season. The first episode of this two-part is named Call's Folly, relatively altering of the chess pieces while writhing to devote its troop cast things to do right out the gate. After wanting to rescue Sebastian Sanger from being changed into Brother Blood by Mother Mayhem, the casualty of fellow player Jinx and Gar Logan's departure, the Titans returned from the fight. Based on a string left by Lex Luthor, the Titans travel to block the Church of Blood from releasing Trigon, only to locate themselves in an unknown small township called Call's Folly. In the meantime, the strain between Connor Kent and the remainder of the squad is increasing more than ever as Connor remains to move into the dark motivation of Luthor via their genomic connection. With Sebastian ascending to darkness as Brother Blood and commanding the Church of Blood in the first half of the season, the mid-season premiere positions him and Mayhem on the sidelines for most of the episode. I have to say a part of me is a bit bummed out that Sebastian succumbs to his darkness. While I know it's not precisely in Titans lore, I would have liked to see him join the Titans. He was a good fit. But who knows, maybe he will come to light. This is wishful thinking on my part, but hey, if Jinx could join the Titans, why not Sebastian? Anyway, back to the episode where Call's Folly is more about the Titans reforming after their latest hindrance in a season filled with them, ultimately putting them in different directions rather than a straight continuance of the superpowered confrontation. On some level, holding the status of lengthened forcefulness would be unmanageable. Still, the mid-season premiere is a peculiarly quiet method for the series to kick off its closing period of episodes. Grayson, Corey Anders, and Rachel Roth catch the most important to run with here and do an excellent job with what they're offered. Grayson's recalls of his law enforcement career at the beginning of the series, along with Corey realizing her predicted potential, are the most significant, best bit of the episode. Although more refined than her allies, Rachel develops her flashes to glow, whether employing her new abilities or learning the truth about Call's Folly. The malicious Connor plot, one of the additional contentious character curves, alleviates a moment here, with Superboy's arrogance hardened by his obstruction about being beaten by the Church of Blood. More mystifying. With only a token level of skirmish completed as fast as it starts, Titans Season 4 has returned with a softer mid-season premiere than viewers may have hoped. Gar is absent in this episode. Despite his alleged mounting, Sebastian has to showcase what he can do as Brother Blood, with no evident alteration to his bodily form or apparel. With only 5 episodes remaining in the show, this gradual tempo could vex the series' fanatics yearning for a massive climax. As for the second half of the premiere episode, Titans mid-season opening resumes with the season's 8th episode. It continues to focus on Grayson, Corey, and Rachel as they seek to flee from the pocket dimension community they're confined in. Presenting farther of the projected superhero display than its prior episode still motions an extraordinary diversion for the series as the show's finale approaches gradually nearer distance. After absorbing the small town Call's Folly is trapped in a different dimension and has welcomed the long of Mother Mayhem and the Church Blood, Grayson, Corey, and Rachel dash to locate a pathway out. But Mayhem and Sebastian Sanger have preparations of their own, utilizing mystically mixed music and performing all through the township to alter Grayson and Corey to their cause while planning to murder Rachel before getting Trigon back in the fold. Elsewhere, Tim initiates his research into Call's Folly and what occurred to his friends, powerless to move into the dimension. Titans begin to retrieve its speed and insight of direction corresponding to its moribund mid-season premiere, but that feeling of haste or real peril isn't fully there. The vast detour into Call's Folly doesn't count toward what creates the Church of Blood tick nor show any insight into its leaders, other than that Sebastian has grown murderously envious of Rachel and increasingly suspicious of Mayhem. The Pleasantville/Stepford wives break is through nearly as suddenly as it began, with the Titans' continued perception of their current predicament. The best part of this episode is the connection between Grayson and Corey, which mainly had settled neighborly since the first season. Their time together causes the two to open up their uncertain instincts for one another. With heaps of recalls to their first relationship at the show's beginning, Corey and Dick always seemed like they should have exhibited an additional expressive go-ahead through the performance. The kernels of that are conclusively trailed up on here 3 seasons later. Brenton Thwaites and Anna Diop mutually prop into their spontaneous interaction, even if Corey is convinced for most of the episode. Rachel develops more to do with her reinstated abilities, and the restarted prominence of her parentage is guaranteed to tie her up for a fundamental part by the season's peak. Tim Drake is seizing more of a secondary role in the episode, however, the series continues to lay the basis for his ultimate change into Robin silently. Disturbingly, the squad continues to be split as the series hastily reaches its finale, with Connor Kent only getting a presence in the show and Gar Logan still absent. It's a bittersweet moment to be a Titans fan. On one hand, the Titans are back on the air after a long hiatus. On the other, while they are back on the air, they will close out shop after the season. However, before they do, they must be gearing up for one last major climax with the Church of Blood, though I'm still hoping Sebastian will turn over a new leaf. I don't know if there will be a demand for the show to return as social media did for the Young Justice cartoon. Still, if they never return to TV, I hope we will see them on the big screen, which may be a possibility as with the new film Batman's Brave and Bold having the Bat family in the movie. I'm still waiting for Stargirl from the CW to show up, as it leaves me to think if we will see these characters again like what was done with Marvel's Spider-Man No Way Home. One of 2 complaints I had with the overall series was that there was no Cyborg, as for some reason, the character was drafted to the Doom Patrol show. The second complaint is that we never got the Fearsome Five's formation. I was hoping the Titans would finally take on the Fearsome Five. However, most were present in the series, but none ever showed as a team. Well, that's about it. What is your thought about the Titans closing out the shop this season? Do me a solid and like and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for listening. Until next time, venture onward.